Hey everybody, happy April 1st. Welcome to the stream. Just getting set up for the promised very special Apex Arena stream this Saturday. As I've mentioned many times before, I don't tend to stream myself playing Apex. Partly because I find it quite distracting, but it's going to be fairly easy to stream Apex today because I'm not the one who has to concentrate on playing. I have a very special guest here who I'll introduce in a moment, although I'm sure you all know who it is by now. Someone who's going to be playing Apex Arena for the very first time. And if you'll excuse me for just a moment, I'm just going to make sure... the window opens up in about 20 seconds, which is just enough time for me to get the stream links posted to my guild and so forth. Then I'll make some introductions, and we will get started right away with some what's sure to be hectic and chaotic battles. I'll be right back. Alright, so we should be all set up to go. As I mentioned on the Discord, I believe, I spent a good chunk of time last weekend deboosting healthily into the Gold 3 zone, so Mrs. Kong will have no shortage of Apex Arena opponents to match up against. Also, maybe make it a little bit easier for all of you to jump on and stream snipe, if that's something you're interested in doing, to get a couple games in against Mrs. Kong as well. Oh, I kind of spoiled who my special guest is. Yeah, it's none other than Mrs. Kong. So I'm going to hop over into the passenger seat here. And here you go, Mrs. Kong. Have a seat right there. Hello, Rice Crew. Welcome to the stream.
How do I start?
How do I start? That's an excellent question.
I know I use the mouse.
So yes, you have the mouse. Here's your main screen. This is where you click this challenge button here. To load into a match. So as soon as you click that, it's going to start pairing you with an opponent.
Is it like Mortal Kombat?
No. It's everything is turn-based, although there's a timer, so you can't take forever to make your choices. And we're going into this knowing full well that you don't know what anything does or what anything means, and that's part of the fun. So don't be shy, click that challenge button.
Oh god.
So the rules of this stream are, I'm not going to actually give Mrs. Kong any strategic advice. I'm not going to tell her what to do. I'm just going to give her mechanical advice, so basically how to play. And all of the strategic decisions, all of the moves and skills and attacks, she's going to be doing on her own.
I usually just mash the keys.
Yeah, there's not really going to be key mashing in this, although you can kind of like randomly make decisions about what to do.
I've never played a game where you have to make decisions.
No, I know, you haven't. Especially a game where you have 15 characters on your team and they all have different skills and stuff that they can do.
Oh,
okay,
God.
So this is how this works. This is the enemies box, all the enemies players on this side, and those are your players on this side. So what it's asking you to do right now is pick one of these enemies that you don't want to play against, and that bans them from this match. So you basically just click on them, and once you've chosen who you don't want to play against, you choose confirm up here in the corner.
I'll pick this one because it's the only one with a hat.
Okay.
Okay. No hat.
Banning out the hat first. There is a method, at least.
Oh, this looks just awful.
Okay, so that's similarly like you take turns doing that, so they just banned that little person for you.
I wonder what their reasoning was. Probably not a hat.
Okay, so, and then they had a chance to pick a guy that they want to play, so that's who that guy is. So now that it's your turn, you get to pick 2 more people that you want to ban, and then you get to pick your own person that you want to choose to play in the match.
Alright. I'm gonna ban the 2 dudes. Why not?
Okay.
Okay, I banned the dudes.
And now you get to pick someone who you want on your team.
From here?
Yeah,
Okay.
that side is your team. Hello, John. Hello, Dreadful Cobra. Hello, Bane Hallow. We're just getting started with throwing Mrs. Kong into the deep end.
Pick the one that looks the most like a cartoon me.
Yeah, that's a perfect plan.
Deep thoughts.
Deep thoughts. Banning hats and dudes. Picking the one who looks the most like a cartoon you. Okay, so now we don't know who this person is yet, but they're going to be banning some of your units and then picking someone to play. Lord Loomis says her bans aren't actually bad so far. Bane Hallow says you should let Applesauce play after this. Yeah.
Oh god.
Maybe next April Fool's Day, Bane Hallow.
Honestly, she would... I would say she would do better than I will.
Oh, we don't know about that yet. What she would probably do is turn my computer off. Okay, so it's your turn to ban again. Same deal as last time. You get to pick 2 who you don't want to play against.
I'll pick... I don't know.
And this is your timer, so you have about
Okay.
45 seconds to choose.
Choose? The one with the purple hair. Why not?
And one more.
Oh, one more. Oh god. Okay. I just like to have pairs. Like,
All right, time's a
ones
ticking.
that look... Okay, let's go with that one.
Okay,
Kind of looks like my sister. There we go.
and now you get to choose one of yours.
This one.
All right, picking Matthew. Cucumber, welcome to the chat. Anteros, hello. Have Rita. We're going to need the good luck, I think. But we'll see how it goes. The Lord thy God saying Mrs. Kong is in a lot of trouble. Mrs. Kong is in for a treat. So this is your turn to ban. Remember, you only have 20 seconds left. You get to pick 2 that you don't want to play against.
Now I'm just being really random.
That's
like,
fine.
even more random than I was before.
That's fine. That's a start. As long as you have fun, the journey is worth it. Well, Cucumber, we're all here for the fun. Everyone except maybe Mrs. Kong. It's some April Fool's Day entertainment, so pick one of your characters. It's a nice pick. Muhammad, you think I know what I'm doing? Well, I sometimes know what I'm doing, but I'm not playing right now, so we will have to
Oh, sweet
keep our fingers
Jesus,
crossed.
I don't know what I'm doing. I thought it was going to be like Mortal Kombat.
You thought you'd just get to like smash buttons for a
Yeah,
few minutes and call it a
exactly.
day? Okay, so he's about to pick one of his units to go in this 4th slot.
Okay.
And now you get to pick 2 more to ban. Fortunately, there's only 4 left, so this is your last time that you have to ban someone. And now you pick one of your characters. All right, my favorite.
He has no pupils. I don't know if that's intentional.
It's definitely intentional. Okay, so he picked D-Heart last, and you get one final pick here. You get to pick one of those 2 pink-haired girls.
They're the same.
So what made you choose that one over the other one then, if they're the same?
She had bigger eyes.
Okay.
Figured she had.
So during this phase, you have about 100 seconds to choose. You can click and drag those little people and put them wherever you want in those green circles. So this is choosing your positioning.
Considering... So, it's a side scroll? Isn't that quite
Well, the whole map is a big grid.
old-fashioned?
Oh yeah, it's a retro game for sure. So it's kind of like a chessboard, and these are your pieces.
Okay.
And his guys are over here. You can't see them yet, but you'll see them when he moves them. And the goal is to kill all his guys, and his goal is going to be to kill your guys.
I'm just moving them forward. I don't even...
So you drag them to move them. The other thing you can do is click on them, and it'll bring up a little menu here, and you can choose their soldiers or their skills, the skills that they can use in the battle.
Jesus. This is...
So you can click on each one of those, and it says what it does.
Good Lord.
Or if you want to continue in your theme of randomness,
I think I'll go with randomness.
yeah,
This
you're
is
just gonna keep what they have.
far more complicated than I thought. And you do this for fun.
Cucumber, no time for reading.
Oh.
It's true, you have 20 seconds. So once you're done, or when the time is up, I guess, you can click attack, and that will ready you for battle.
Let's go.
Okay, so let's see who we got. If it's someone from the stream, shout out. Okay, we have Gar. Not sure who Gar is. Alright, so it's Gar's turn. Gar's player 1.
Okay.
And basically, you're going to take turns. Gar is going to move one of their units forward, or do something, use one of the skills that you so judiciously picked.
Carefully.
And then it's going to be your turn. So he moves Gintoki back, gets a breeze, and now you can click on any one of your 5 units.
I like this one.
Okay.
The animals. What
So
do I
you
do
can
with them?
choose any one of those blue squares, which is where you're moving him to.
Move.
Yeah, you just click on the square. You don't drag him at
Oh.
this point.
Okay, I clicked on it, but
So if you just want him to stay there,
no, I want to move them.
okay, so choose one of the blue squares.
Oh, I thought it was a drag. Okay.
And then if you want to use a skill, you click one of these buttons to use the skill, or if you just want him to wait there, you click the stand button to wait there.
No, I'm going to use the knife or the sword.
Okay.
This is way more retro than I thought.
And that shows you the area that your skill is going to affect when you use it there.
It's like... Ugh. They're like running in place. It's weird.
Okay, so now you see those blue squares again. That
Yes.
means you get a chance to move to one of those blue squares. Some characters can move twice, like this guy can.
This is the only one I like.
Okay. So if you want him to go there, you can press stand. Now you see blue squares, you know what that means.
I can move.
Right.
They're standing in the lake. Let's put them on the mountain. Ooh. Okay. As far over here as possible.
So you can drag the whole map if you want to see further over
Oh, okay.
there.
Okay.
But there's no little target icons on any of those squares, so you can't actually pick any of those squares.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah. So you're going to have to pick cancel here.
Okay, what about... Ugh.
That's the same skill you picked
Well,
last
that's
time.
stupid!
Yeah, you can't use that one right now. You can't use that one right now either.
Well, there's only 3 of them.
You can stand, though. You don't have to use a skill.
Alright.
And when they say passive like that, it means they're skills that you don't actually use. They're just active all the time.
Okay.
So you just press stand on the sword guy, because he can't do anything. Alright, now it's your opponent's turn again, and they're going to take their turn.
It is kind of like chess. But the lack of attention to the fact that they're standing in the lake.
Well, sometimes for some characters it's good to stand in the lake. There's characters that ride on big, like, Loch Ness Monster creatures.
I'm underwhelmed by the graphics.
You think it's a little too retro?
Yeah. And that sounds kind of tinny.
Well, that's because it's coming from a headphone way over there. You can put it on your head if you want.
Oh, no, that's fine.
Lots of people in the chat saying that your opponent should be backing out now.
Right.
This guy should concede. He's definitely taking his time thinking about his action, which is totally hilarious.
Which is funny because of how much thought I put into it.
Well, he saw you very carefully spend about a minute to choose to move Watham forwards and cast the sword on no one. And he's thinking there's definitely some sort of sneaky scheme up your sleeve. Alright. Now it's your turn again. You don't have... It just goes to this guy first automatically, but you can click any of these other 3 if you want to move them instead.
I like the look of this one.
The guy with no pupils?
Yep.
Okay.
Dogs are crying.
Yeah.
Nope. That's stupid.
Well, you can
Oh,
choose.
wait.
You can choose confirm or cancel. Okay, so you're gonna confirm. That's fine. At least that does something. That using a skill gives you a stack of his talent, so it boosts his stats a little bit. So far, we've gotten Mrs. Kong's thoughts on the low quality of the graphics and the lack of logic of the enemies standing in water. Okay, so he's coming to attack your guy here. And he didn't quite kill him. Oh, no, he did kill him, so he killed that guy.
Shit. I need a game genie.
You need a game genie, that's right. Should we have, chat, should we have animations on for this so Mrs. Kong can be more impressed by some of the graphics? Okay, animations on a must. I'll quickly do that while it's your turn. Okay, so remember, it's your turn now, so you get to pick one of your remaining guys, and you can move them anywhere you want in the blue spots, and then use whatever skill you want. Yeah, so it looks like there's no targets for that skill right now. You would know if like a little icon appeared in one of those yellow squares that you could click on that. But it's not letting you right now. So that means this skill can only reach that far,
Well, that's
like within those
useless.
yellow squares, and there's no enemies within that range right now.
Yeah. I guess I kind of suck.
So the only thing you can do now, since there's no one in range, is you
Yeah.
have to cancel that skill.
Okay.
And
Pick another one?
no, you can just stand wherever you want. You don't have to use a skill every turn. You can just move forward or back. Now, she has another skill she can use after she stands, and it's this little portal skill. You definitely will be able to target that. See the little icon it shows you?
Yes.
That means you can use it on those spots. And now you pick another spot. Yep. All right. Does Mrs. Kong normally play SRPGs? Loomis, no. Mrs. Kong has played Mario Kart and some Mario Brothers 3 back in the day.
3.
But never played anything
Since then? Yeah, that's
SRPG
correct. I don't even know what that acronym means.
or even strategic.
Nope.
Has not played chess in real life.
Nope.
Or checkers in real
No,
life.
I have played checkers.
Okay, she's played checkers. She's played checkers.
That's it. That's the extent of my strategy.
Anything else like on a board? You've played Risk like
Monopoly.
once. Monopoly, okay.
I actually, spoiler alert, I hate games.
Oh yeah, that's probably something that we should have put in the description. Not only does she lack experience with games,
This isn't relaxing.
not a big fan.
It's not relaxing.
The dogs are crying, but I also heard them throwing bones around. So
Yeah,
I think
because they're upset.
I think she's not crying because we're down here. She's crying because she wants the other one to play with her. Okay, so you only have 2 people left for this turn, and you get to pick whoever you want.
Strawberry shortcake.
Move them wherever you want. And again, like I said at the top, I am not going to be giving Mrs. Kong any hints about actual strategic decisions. So not saying when to use skills or what skills are a good idea to use or not. It's totally up to her.
I'm literally picking randomly.
If you want, if you really want, now bear in mind you do have a time limit, but you can click and hold on any skill and it'll tell you what it does.
Let's go with coins. Oh, it's yellow.
See the little icons though? That shows where it can be used. So there's some blank yellow ones, but then there's the little icons on your guys. So that means that's a skill that you use on your own team.
Long-term investment.
Red guy says she ain't reading all that. That's true. Anteros, what's the other dog's name? Applesauce and Donut. Donut is the old lady. She's 10 and a half. And she's the one who is in the doggers emote. Mrs. Kong actually took that picture, the picture of her barking in the backyard, and turned it into an emote. Not even Lang players do read all that. That's true. I mean, part of the reason my channel is successful is because a lot of people don't read all that, and I read it for them. Alright, so you only have one guy left who you can move, so you don't really have a choice there. But you do get to choose where to move him to, at least.
Robin Hood.
Robin Hood.
I just keep going up to, like, what I view as, like, the... What's the word? Like, what's the first line of war? What's that called?
Vanguard?
No.
Front line?
Front line, I guess? That's all I doing. That's the only instinct I have. Only got countdown.
Scary, isn't it? So you can either stand or use that skill.
Why not?
You ran out of time, so
Oh, shit.
it stood for you automatically.
Okay, well, he's gonna... Presumably that's the end of my 3 lives.
Well, you've used all your characters, so he still gets to use... Oh, that's the start of the next turn, yeah. So see, all of his guys are available now. So all of your guys will be available now as well. And it basically goes until... let's be realistic, it goes until he kills all your guys.
Yeah, well, that's fair. That's fair. I can respect that.
So yeah, it looks like this guy is trying to be careful, probably a little bit more careful than he realizes he needs to be.
Yeah, he can literally do anything.
He has a tank, he has a good healer. He was keeping Zerida and Gintoki back, but Zerida's going to jump in now. And who's her target? Let's see. He's putting a lot of thought into this move. I think he's realizing that he...
Could literally do
Okay,
anything and
let's
he's gonna
see.
win.
He's attacking into your you character, and they killed each other.
Oh.
So your lady there died. This person also died. They have a revive, though, and then they got their revive back. So that timer is going to be like that now for the rest of the game.
Okay.
You get to choose to use your guys within 15 seconds. Oh, teleporting the sword forward. Definitely an aggressive move.
Amazing. Carefully considered. I've actually never played a game on a computer either. Like any game I've actually played has always been on
Like a console?
a console, yeah. So this is weird to be using a mouse.
Well, it kind of makes sense for a game like this, because like you said, it's just a grid
Yeah.
that you can
Yeah.
just click on where you want stuff to go. Okay, so this guy's gonna come in and attack your Robin Hood dude. Basically doing nothing. Alright, you have 10 seconds. Okay, you use that skill. Now see the little crossed swords on him? That means you can hit him. So you click on that.
Why not? Ooh, attack.
Alright, you killed a guy. Now you can either use that skill or stand.
Let's use this. Why not?
Alright, good work. Mrs. Kong's first kill.
That is It's shocking. Absolutely shocking.
The chat is congratulating you.
The dopamine rush. That's amazing.
Yeah, Nonsense Bearer killed a strong character too. Yep. Alright, now this guy's gonna attack your little sword. Just the little sword that sat there not doing anything. Alright, your turn again. 15 seconds. Okay, that can only reach this person.
Let's do it.
Okay, 17 seconds to go again. You can pick a place to move, you can hit that person, or you can use a skill. Now you choose a direction. See those arrows? Just click on whichever arrow and confirm.
Right. What are the purple fart clouds on the side?
The purple fart clouds are a thing that white-haired girl uses.
Oh. The power of the sun.
The timer probably won't be as bad in the next game because Mrs. Kong did spend like the first 100% of this game learning how to click on things. So maybe next game, you know, she's starting to pick up the pace.
Oh, there may not be a next game.
Oh, I think there will be. If you lose, you do still get to continue playing another game.
Oh.
It doesn't like knock you out of anything. So yeah, you know the drill now. Basically, those swords mean you can hit them, you can use the skills, you can move to any of the blue squares, and that's basically how the whole game works. Okay, so you have a new little, like, horse buddy. You can, same deal, you can choose to place him somewhere, use a skill.
Oh, shit.
Oh, ran out of time, so it's going to make you move up and attack her. Horse buddy dies. Oh yeah, if you meant these clouds, the chat is saying anyone who stands on one of those, like if they move there or end their turn there, they die instantly.
Interesting.
And they keep moving in every turn. That's to stop people from just staying at the back for the whole game and making you come to them. Alright, time's ticking.
I didn't realize it was me. I'm just randomly pressing shit.
You attacked with your guy, your only guy who's killed someone so far.
Oh.
So that's okay. Did a little bit of damage to Lightbringer. Nonsense Bearer saying, honestly, I think Mrs. Kong is better than Mr. Kong. I don't disagree with that. It looks like Gar is going to not be showing you any mercy now.
That's fair. I don't blame him.
Actually, that barely did anything to you. But that unit is going to be difficult for you to deal with. Alright, same deal. Here we go. 3 seconds to do something.
Oh, shit. Oh, God. The stress.
Alright, so you killed her first life. Again, I'm not going to say anything here. But if you run out of time, that's basically what happens. The game automatically makes you do something.
Yeah, that's fair.
Instead of just wasting your turn by making you sit there. You have to click on your guy first to bring the menu back up, this one, and then you can choose to do something.
I don't know what to do.
That's okay. You're learning. You're getting better.
No, I'm not. I'm literally pressing buttons.
You're better than you were at the start of the match.
No.
Okay, the D-Heart moving forward to finish off Matthew. Then Gar's going to have a chance to move Rosenseal up. Oh, unfortunately, your Transcender got stunned there, so that means when your turn comes back around, you're only going to have one option for who you can use. You only have these 2 units left, but that one's stunned, so you're going to have to start off by using her. Okay. So you can go on any of the blue squares. You can attack any of the little sword icons.
Strawberry shortcake. I have no idea what's happening.
If you want to use that, it has to be on one of these little... Okay, so that actually unstunned your Transcender. That means you will get a chance to use him this turn. That was a healing ability.
Only luck. Pure luck.
Gar's definitely worried. Okay, no, he's going to attack you with this Zerida. And actually gets himself killed. Zerida doesn't have a revive left, so she is down for good. And now it's your turn to use Transcender if you like. You can move him to any of those places, attack any of those people.
Ah, shit.
Not bad. Alright, Mrs. Kong with 2 kills.
Oh,
Zerida
wow.
down and Gintoki down. Transcender has his shield up. But getting through that Lightbringer looks like it might be tricky. Cucumber saying this is much closer than I first thought. Alright, Lightbringer just going with the melee attack on your Strawberry Shortcake. Getting healed back up there. Yeah, I can only imagine what Gar's thinking after watching the first couple moves play out. There were definitely 3 big AoEs that were used on the landscape. But now a few of his units have gone down. Partly, I guess actually 100% of them because he attacked into you and croaked. So you very skillfully...
Right.
8 hits from him. How are you liking the animations, the chat wants to know? When all these attacks happen, it's a little... Alright, so mercifully, he had to take his turn automatically because he was stunned, so you didn't get to do anything there.
Okay.
You're basically watching the enemy take turns with these 3 units now. Because you take turns, so back and forth, until all the units have acted. So since your unit has already acted and the rest of them are all dead, but he still has 3 units, he gets to use all 3 of them. Avengers, welcome to the stream. All is definitely well so far. Mrs. Kong having a very successful first outing at Langrisser. This Rosenseal should probably just attack him. Oh, I guess D-Heart can do it as well. And... there. What do you think?
Well, that happened. Yep.
Alright, so this is just a little summary of your game.
Okay.
So, your chain wins a 0, because you didn't win. That's fine. So you can basically click anywhere.
Okay.
And this will take you back to the familiar beginning screen.
Okay.
Where you can now challenge your next opponent.
Well, you know what?
Pretty good, eh?
Yeah, I think I'm going to let you challenge
You know what?
appointment.
I don't think that's going to happen because that was your learning game. I think we at least owe your adoring public,
No.
we at least owe them one real match. So here we go. Mrs. Kong bravely queuing in
Oh my god.
for her second opponent. And this is the perfect opportunity for anyone watching the stream to snipe if they want the chance to play against Mrs. Kong. Alright, 13 seconds and you've got your next opponent, so you remember how the ban pick phase works. You're player 2 again, and see, they have very different characters than the last person had, because there's like 150 characters in this game, and you can make your box out of, you get to pick 15 of them. So you just get one on the first ban. Yep. And now all the next rounds you'll get to pick 2. Someone in the chat saying they played this guy earlier. Oh god, it's Blizzard. Maybe it is Blizzard. Jay Sanctum saying this is entertaining though. Thanks, Mrs. Kong. Very nice. Oh, you get to pick another one this time. Yep. And now you can pick someone as well. Based on the first round, I have the sneaking suspicion that Mrs. Kong has changed her semi-random approach and is now just going in a straight line starting from the top left.
I figure they're organized there that way for a reason.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so a little bit of metagaming going on. Mrs. Kong trying to piece out the inner workings of how the characters are sorted on the ban pick stage. Do you think we should let Dobermans come down?
Yeah, I'm a little worried about the older one.
I will open the door for them while you're doing ban pick. You don't need any help from me for this.
No.
Okay, no fighting each other. No fighting your mum. Alright, we've now got possibly the most chaotic stream in Mr. Kong history, with Mrs. Kong playing Apex and 2 Dobermans in the room. Well, so far Mrs. Kong has picked the OP Gintoki plus Sissy White combo to start. Also getting Lightbringer, so there is going to be a tank on the board. Versus Hilda and kind of a healer in Licorice and also a Betty. Yeah. Lonebird saying Mrs. Kong first pick Gintoki, second pick Sissy is like a Lang rank player. That's a high rank.
Mm-hmm.
They're approving of your picks so
good.
far. Okay, this player now getting Renata as well, so definitely taking the opportunity to get a little bit of a meme team together here for you. So far, Mrs. Kong's kind of overall plan of picking the first unit working out pretty well. Okay, they both ran back upstairs, got bones, and brought them down.
Good.
Hilarious.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, you're done banning because he
Okay.
has his full team. So you get to pick your last character. And just like last time, you get to drag them to whatever position you want them in. And when you're happy with your setup, you can press attack. You don't have to wait for the whole time to time out.
Oh, I want somebody there, too. That only makes sense.
The middle spot?
Yeah, like I want a solid lineup.
Careful, bud. And how do you choose who you want to be in the front and who you want to be in the back?
Whatever it will let me drag.
Okay.
Pretty deep. No. Why is it telling me to wait?
Well, this guy still has to make his positioning
Okay.
too. He's just taking a little bit longer to think about it than you were. I think it's just because he's not as committed to his overall game plan as you are.
Clearly.
Shadow is not real. Thanks for the follow, by the way. I think I missed that animation. Or that might have been yesterday. So yeah, I have the stream title, Apex Arena Season 13, Mrs. Kong versus April Fools. So your opponents are the April Fools.
Okay.
So this time we have Indrid Cold. And they're player 1, so they get to go first again. This might help you. This is something I didn't tell you about in the last game. If you click that little danger zone button, it lights up red in all the places that the bad guy's team can hit.
Oh, that's a nice
So
addition.
it can help you decide, like, you know, if you move on to one of those in the red zone, that someone can hit you. Yeah, I would say the stream, someone said that Kong should backseat the next one. Part of the reason, I'm totally fine with people giving advice on moves and stuff to do. Part of the reason I don't really think that matters that much is because of how much time it will take for Mrs. Kong to read and synthesize advice and then actually do it. Yeah, you can click on another character if you want. I saw you trying to click on her. If you click on her, then you can take action with her instead. So it's totally up to you. When you have all your characters available, you can choose who you want to act with as well. Okay, you have no targets for that one yet. So you'll have to cancel.
Oh.
See, there's no little staff icon on them.
Okay.
Alright, similar game plan as game 1. Using the AoE with Transcender to build up a talent stack. I like how when I make commentary on the gameplay like that, I can see Mrs. Kong's eyes glaze over. And she's just dreaming about the moment she can go back up and watch another Netflix documentary.
He's not wrong.
Have you been watching anything interesting lately?
I'm trying to think. I don't think I have very high-end taste.
Well, we just finished The Last of Us.
Yeah.
Not a Netflix documentary, but...
It's kind of like Battleship. A really brutal game of Battleship. Ooh,
Yeah.
shit.
Oh, that's good. 'Cause you realized that you couldn't use it, so you backed out.
Only because it told me.
So you gotta click on one of those people.
Oh, yeah.
Your time's going. And you can move. Basically, the game flow is you'll pick a person, you'll pick a place to move to, and then if you can't use a skill on anyone, you'll stand. And that is basically how the basics, the very basics of the game. You choose someone, where you want them to go, So this is the where you want them to go phase. Yep, this is not bad. And see, you can actually reach that person to hit them if you want. You can choose a skill first. So try this one. Yeah. Because I know you kept trying to use a skill and you were frustrated when you couldn't. So here is Mrs. Kong's first skill. Almost killed that person. They have 1% health left. See that?
Okay, well, that's a start.
Now you just have to finish your turn with your little sword guy here. Click on him. And then stand. Remember, because he can't do anything. We have a serious, like, background wave of bones being chewed on. So how does that make you feel that you almost got that kill?
I've never felt better in my life.
Some people would be frustrated by that because it was so close. They almost got him. So good turn one rush with Watham in there to almost take out one life off the tank. Now we've still got Gintoki, Mrs. Kong's Lightbringer, and Sissy White waiting for a decision to be made.
I see an ice cream sundae, and I'm gonna press it.
Well, you like this animation then?
Yep.
Actually, I kind of want some ice cream now. So what that skill did is it makes him able to move again, so he can move to any of these little blue squares. See, no icons, so you can't actually hit any of those. That's a skill that you use on enemies. Now you see arrows, so that is something you can use. There you go. We call that pissing in the sky, when you use a skill at nothing like that.
Like the little series of holes.
Alright, this guy using Betty's 3C AoE on one unit. An interesting decision. Back to you.
I just keep moving here because it's the one thing that makes the most sense.
Yeah, for sure. Click on who you want to move. You had her.
Oh, there. Yeah, that one.
And that was not blue, that was red, so you can't actually go to that spot. So click on her again, and she can move to any one of the blue ones.
Okay, there then.
And she can use one of these skills. This middle one only goes on enemies, so there's no enemies. Holy smokes. There's no enemies around yet. Alright, so Mrs. Kong going with Strengthen on Alhazard. Yeah, sorry about that loud noise. That was, I'm not sure which Doberman that was, but they, sometimes if they're not getting enough attention, they decide to violently throw their bones directly at the floor, and that's what just happened there. Okay, so because that guy on your team died, you are able to move this guy again. That's one of his special abilities.
Oh no, I keep...
Oh, still can't quite reach with that yet. Alright, and the other guy has already used all his characters, so you get to use your last character as well. So you can move her up. Or like this way. Join the rest of your team, since that's what you've been focusing on. Yeah, Lone Bird strategically using all her AoEs so she's not tempted to use them versus Betty. Definitely there's Alright, now you have another little sword guy on the field to help you.
Yeah, he's kind of cute.
He's like his own little guy. He can move around and do stuff too. That's one of her special abilities. She can summon little minions. Okay, now we get to see what the enemy decides to do to start turn 2. So far the game's pretty even, to be honest.
That doesn't say a lot about the game.
How does it feel to have your choice of people you want to move with? To have your whole team ready at your disposal?
Pretty incredible.
Okay, so because you moved her, you now get to move him as well, because he's one of her minions?
I mean, to each their own, but this is not relaxing. In any way.
Okay, so all he did was put a weird glowing green dragon thing on your guy there. Yeah, the chat is agreeing with you that Apex is usually not relaxing.
No.
Okay, so you can choose any of your guys again. You still have 4 that you can choose between. The sword, white-haired guy, no pupils guy, or this chick.
I honestly am
You have
not
to click on him again if you want to use him.
doing much more than mashing buttons.
Okay, can't reach anyone with that. So you could try the other skill if you want, or you could stand. Well, you're doing better than mashing buttons right now because you're at least moving your characters in the right direction. I remember when the auto battle took over for you, they were making some dubious decisions. So you still do have the power of the human brain.
Well.
But maybe next year, maybe the chat had a point. Maybe we make Applesauce play. Kind of like they had a Twitch Plays Pokemon stream a couple of years ago where the character on the screen was controlled by people in the chat, like entering commands.
I kind of like that idea.
So if we had like some kind of method that that we could have Applesauce like give commands to the game, like by pressing buttons on the floor, and each one she pressed corresponded to a button on the screen.
That would be amazing.
Okay, so Lightbringer putting up guard. That's not bad.
She would 100% do better than I am.
I don't know if she would do better than you. Remember, you got 2 kills in the last game. There are certain games where I don't even get 2 kills. Alright, you only have 2 people left to choose between. The sword or the guy up front.
Sword.
Alright. So click on the sword. And then, remember, it doesn't have any abilities you can use, so your only option is to stand.
Okay.
Alright, there we go. Next turn is going to be Gintoki. I think this guy is really trying to wait and see what you're going to do with that Gintoki, because he's been... Okay, well, you only have one choice now, so you can move him in. You can put him wherever you want, and this skill that he has available is one that can only be used on enemies. So when you get close to an enemy, you can decide to use it if you want. So you can click on any square close to an enemy, and then click on that skill. Oh, it looks like he actually can't target that. Maybe because of your little green dragon debuff.
Could be.
Oh no, that's your guy, that's why. Okay,
Oh.
so cancel this.
Okay.
And try moving up here to attack that instead.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then this?
Yep. And then, yeah, see, you can choose that because that's the opponent's
Okay.
guy. Alright, let's see what happens. Alright, so you got another kill.
Oh, 3.
You killed Hilda.
There you go.
Oh, you almost killed that dragon girl. Really close. What do you think you should do now? Strategically speaking, what do you think you should do?
Press buttons.
Okay, that's not wrong. It's not wrong. Oh, remember, she has skills that can heal your party members. Okay, so that was a good thought. You did use the heal.
It wasn't a thought.
You did use the heal on the guy who was hurt.
Okay, well.
That was a good thought. So I give you full credit for that one. The only problem, there was a minor setback. I haven't actually told you about debuffs. Do you know what debuffs are?
I know you've used the word before.
Okay. So that basically means there's like a... Oh, this is still your turn, by the way.
Oh,
so you
shit.
do something with this little fella.
Putting him in a fart cloud.
Okay.
Standing in a fart cloud.
Okay, that actually did something. So debuffs are basically bad status effects that do something bad to you.
Okay.
And he just happened to have one on him that made him so he couldn't get healed. So even though you did the super smart thing of trying to heal him,
Super smart in itself.
he just coincidentally had the one debuff that made it so that didn't work. Okay, so now you have Sword Guy left, or No Pupils Guy, or that chick. And remember, you have to click on it. There you go. He can't move because he's just a sword.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that kind of makes sense.
Alright, you're doing great. I'm serious. You have a good team. Alright, good choice, good choice.
It's only because I knew I couldn't do anything else.
The chat is saying that if your guy wasn't heal blocked, they feel like you actually would have 100% won this match.
Oh
just
my
so you know.
God. That in itself is concerning, really. Gosh.
Oh look, you actually have some targets for this.
Oh!
Now he gets a chance to move again. He doesn't have any skills available, so these little sword things are the enemies you can just do a normal attack on. So make your pick.
Oh. Into the hole.
Do you have any, I wouldn't stand. Okay.
Too late.
Yeah. If you had the chance to attack someone,
Oh,
remember
okay.
that's what those little sword icons mean. Even
okay.
though you don't have skills, you can
Yeah.
just like do a normal hit on them. And now the hole's gone.
Oh, well,
So
there you
all
go.
all that for nothing. You don't even get the comfort of your little hole in the ground. Who do you have over there? Oh, that's the baby. Alright, Indrid Cold, probably fairly confused about what's happening here.
Yeah, for good reason.
Transcender, potentially a trap. I do think that anyone attacking into this Transcender is going to have a bad time. Okay, so Renata not fully dead, but definitely takes the brunt of that attack from the Transcender.
Ooh.
You can pick any of your 4 guys to use. You don't have to let the computer tell you what to do.
The baby's upset.
Oh, so close to killing that, Mrs. Kong. So close. Okay, you get to... Okay, yeah, you can stand too. You've come really close to making some good plays. See, now he has to heal that, and now it's your turn again. So you have no pupils guy, that chick. You can actually reach one of those two with that skill if you wanted to do that. See how the little icon appears on them now? Okay, you definitely did way more damage than them there. Everyone getting little green dragon floaty things on them. And Indrid Cole is in the unenviable position of being fairly close to the purple fart clouds, and they have to choose who to attack into on your team. Alright, Licorice going to go for faction buff here. Fairly inoffensive. Back to you.
Okay.
The chat thinks I should tell you what a tank does. Okay, that's fair. Now's probably the time for that at the end of the second game. So this character that you have here, this chick, she's called a tank, and they're called tanks because it's your turn, your sword guy turn. Remember everything the sword guy can do. Exactly. So, what a tank does is they step in and take damage when someone tries to attack someone who's next to them. So they're meant to protect the rest of your team. So if you have characters who are within her guard range, and they try to hit those characters, they'll hit her instead. That's basically... that's all I'm going to give you, though. The chat wants me to explain that to you, and that's fine. The different characters on your team have different roles. Some of them are there to protect you, some of them are there to do as much damage to the enemies as they can. I think the chat was implying that I should be helping you to let you know that you can put your units beside the tank to keep them safe. Applesauce is a little sad because the other dog barked at her. Now she's seeking comfort. Alright, you still, I wouldn't say have the upper hand. You've got 10 seconds. So you might want to, on the note about tanks, move this character just here. Move them forward. See, you're putting a lot of pressure on the enemy. You ran out of time, so the computer made her run back. But you are putting a lot of pressure on them because now they're stuck way back there against the purple clouds. Yeah, that's the second time that Lightbringer has decided to cast Strengthen on that sword in this game. Alright, you have one unit left. You can choose a blue spot or one of those enemy swords to hit them. And this is one of her little minions again. Okay. You're doing great. How do you feel about the game now? Now that you've got a couple... See, this is even worse than just, like, making you play the start of the game, where it actually teaches you how to play. I'm, like, throwing you into, like, the top-level end-game content, where you're playing against other people. You actually have a damage advantage over this person, by the way. That means you've done more damage to them than they have done to you. So if it goes to the end of turn 12, you win. So now that you've got 2 games, that was a long way of saying now that you've got 2 games of endgame content under your belt, how do you feel about the game? Do you have any opinions, any thoughts? Other than it's not very relaxing?
It's not relaxing. It's definitely not up my alley. I can see if you were a chess person or something, I can understand the appeal in that case. It's also not easy on the eyes.
As in the graphics are ugly?
No, not
or it's
that.
just,
it's
lots going on?
It's a lot going on.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any favorite characters so far?
No eyes.
Yeah? He's my favorite character.
Yeah, no eyes.
See, he's the guy I use as my little character icon there.
I wish he had teeth for eyes.
You wish he had teeth for eyes? Okay, that's a very specific design choice.
I feel he'd be more effective.
Panteros in the chat, recognizing a Sandman reference. Now, I wonder if he's going to just move towards the middle, or if he's going to try to block you in the fog here. No, he's going to move towards the middle. Okay, so it's your turn. Oh, I wouldn't do that. Remember, that's going to kill you instantly if you do that. In the fog.
Oh shit! But I can't. There's fog everywhere.
If you move that way.
But that seems counterintuitive.
Well, the fog is pushing from both directions in towards the middle of the map.
Oh.
And it's basically to... It's not like chess where your goal is not to get completely to the other side.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
of.
your goal is to, like, kill them or stay alive. So eventually both teams get squeezed closer and closer together into the middle of the map, and that forces more, like, combat. So because you're all closer together, there's nowhere to hide. They basically have to, like, come and attack you, or you have to attack them.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Just more fart clouds.
Oh, so much more. See, now it's even on the top of the screen.
Oh, shit.
That's your opponent.
Oh!
But we will see what she's gonna do. Okay, AI decides to stop with the sword first. What about the sword? Do you like that character?
It looks like a crucifix.
Okay. There's a lot of imagery. Getting some free damage on the sword there from Renata. Alright, you have lots of options here now. You can move somewhere that's not purple clouds, and attack someone or use one of your skills. Okay, you have the damage advantage there, so you're still in the lead. The great thing is this is not really going to change my reputation in Apex very much.
Jesus, I hope not, because you've done a lot of work for me to screw it up in an hour.
I haven't really done too much work in Apex this season. I'm not kidding when I say that you're doing about as well as I did last week. Okay, so now you can see the purple clouds are almost everywhere you can go. So you can choose one of your units to move, and if you don't get them off those purple clouds, they're going to croak. That's fine. Oh, he summoned a little minion there. Do you know why he did that?
No.
It's so if you come down here...
Well, there? Or there?
And either attack or use a skill... You still couldn't get in off the fog because he was blocking you. Isn't that mean?
It is mean.
So it forced you to stay on the fog, and then you got killed by it. Now she has to die twice before you take her off the board. So that's why she's still there, even though you died. Interesting. There's a Doberman under the desk. If it steps on the power bar, this stream may end
Abruptly.
as abruptly as Mrs. Kong wants it to end. Oh, Mrs.
Oh,
Kong
shit.
knows.
Shit.
She knows it's over.
No,
Where
I
can you
don't.
go?
There's nowhere. Where can I go?
There's nowhere. What do you
They're
do?
all fart clouds. They're all fart clouds.
Isn't that upsetting? Isn't that an upsetting way to end the match?
It is an upsetting. Well, I think you're going to be taking over.
All right, I think the chat demands one more match.
No, I can't. No. It's you. It's all you now. I'll read your messages again.
You're gonna read messages.
You know, the thing that I usually read. You know, the intro.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, Mrs. Kong expressing a preference for
Reading
the Should You Summon episodes rather than playing Apex. Okay.
Having me trying to pronounce the stuff is probably...
You find that more fun.
Well, I find it less stressful.
Okay. Well, that's fair. I mean, the point of this stream was to be entertaining for everyone. Maybe everyone except for you.
It was stressful.
And if you're not having fun, then
It's stressful.
April Fools.
It's stressful. I don't know how you could play it for fun.
Well, think about how the people must feel who actually play against like really strong, difficult opponents.
I don't know how they do it.
In the finals or in the tournaments.
I don't know how they do it. I honestly don't. I don't know how they can do it under pressure and remember everything.
Sometimes I play Apex Arena matches, and I'm under a lot of pressure, aren't I?
Yes, you are.
All right, that was good. That was fun. Thanks everyone for coming out to
That
support
was
Mrs.
2
Kong.
full games. That's
Two-
a lot.
it was.
That's more games than I've played in 25 years.
No. Okay, maybe. But yeah, 2 full games of Apex Arena with literally no guidance. In fact, some of the things I was saying may have actually thrown her off.
And I killed 3 people.
And you did kill 3 people.
So
3 strong people.
to me, that's
Zerida, Gintoki, and Hilda. All dead to Mrs. Kong's
all
prowess.
dead. That is a
Actually, were all 3 of them dead to... No. 2 were Transcender, and 1 was Matthew. And fittingly enough, Mrs. Kong has picked Transcender as her favorite character. Okay, the chat is saying, good job, Mrs. Kong. Mrs. Kong, not a fan of getting fogged. It was fun.
fart cloud.
It's the abs. Yeah, it is the abs. She didn't get to see his abs, though. It was just, here, I'll take you out and show you his character.
All I saw was the face.
The face. We're getting a sneak peek at my actual units here. All right, there's that guy.
Okay.
That's your favorite
They
character.
all just remind me of Astro Boy.
They all remind you of Astro Boy.
That is my only experience with this kind of
Anime.
anime. Yeah, I guess.
This
yeah.
is the one that you picked because she looks like you.
Oh, well, she doesn't now that I see her, but okay.
She kind of does. Her hair's a little bit longer than yours.
That's pretty long.
Okay, it's close. All right. Still waiting on a Mrs. Kong collab for Should You Summon video. The last one was the best. Yeah, Daddy, the bestest. We were doing those every year, so I think she's got 2 or 3 under her belt now. 2. And we figured since this year, April 1st, came out on a Saturday and not a Thursday, we thought we would throw Mrs. Kong into Apex Arena instead of Should You Summon.
I'm willing to do a Should You Summon when it next becomes a thing.
Next year?
Sure.
Next Thursday?
Or Thursday.
Yeah, I mean, it happens every week.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll bring Mrs. Kong on for this week's Should You Summon, just because now she's got the taste of Langrisser.
Well, now I know what some of the characters look like. Let's just put it that way.
Okay, it's all learning.
I have a little bit more what's the word I'm looking for?
Context
For what I'm saying. A little bit.
Well, I'll let you do a should you summon for either Transcender or Annie, since those are your two faves. Okay, everyone, Mrs. Kong is feeling encouraged from all of your comments. I am going to end the stream here. I would consider playing a little on my own, but there's also a lot of Summit Dare Langrisser going on today, and I don't want to kind of step on anyone's toes. Krios, thank you for the follow, by the way. Just noticed you there. Enjoy your Seal Guardian. Yeah, I'm going to have a lot more Summit Dare Langrisser to stream myself as well. We're getting through the top 32, and I'm going to pick up some games. So it meant a lot to Mrs. Kong and the Dobermans for you all to come out and cheer her on like that. Despite what she was saying, she had a pretty good time knowing that you were on her side. So thank you for coming out and watching. We will catch you in the next one. Happy Langrissing, everyone.